Coming up on Double Take Sports Talk, we will update you with headlines and news, matchups to start off the week in the NBA. That is next. All right, this is it. Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Thank you for tuning in. Darrell, on the opposite side, say hello to dinner with everybody.
Hello, welcome to the show. We're here.
We're here. All right, man. You doing good, man? How you feeling?
Doing good, man.
Okay, man. We got some things that we need to cover here this week in the NBA. Man, you ready to rock this one?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's do it. All right. Final scores and stats from last night's games. Darren, it's your show.
Okay, last night's games, final scores and key stats for Tuesday, March 28, 2017. There was a total of 8 games. We will start with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Charlotte Hornets. The Bucks wins this game 118-108. Tony Snell's career high 26 points. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Indiana Pacers. Timberwolves wins this game in a close one, 115-114. Ricky Rubio hits 3 free throws with 3.4 seconds left. Philadelphia 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. Phillies wins this game 106-101. The Phoenix Suns and the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks wins this game 95-91. The Hawks snaps a 7-game losing streak. Miami Heat, Detroit Pistons. The Heat wins this game in a close one also, 97-96. Hassan Whiteside tip in at the buzzer stuns the Detroit Pistons. Well, I'm not going to say at the buzzer, but Hassan Whiteside's tip in stuns the Pistons. The Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets. The Warriors wins this game 113-106. Stephen Curry, 32 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. The Denver Nuggets, Portland Trailblazers. Portland wins this game 122-113. And in the last game of the night, we go down to Los Angeles, where the Lakers welcome the visiting Washington Wizards. The Wizards win this game from behind, 119-108. These are your final scores and key stats for March 28th, 2017.
All right. There was your final scores and stats from last night's games, March 28th of 2017. Now, let's go back and take a look at the last Pacer game that was going on, which was last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Me and Darren believed that the Minnesota Timberwolves was going to, not Minnesota, the Pacers was going to win this game. But in the end, the Wolves ended up pulling out a 1-point win. All right, so let's take a look at what the Pacers did to lose this game. Darren, it's your floor. I was going to say, because you on mute.
My menu wouldn't come outside to figure out what was wrong.
Wow.
That
can't be good. That can't be good.
Yeah, it wouldn't come up, so I had to do it the other way. Okay, so taking a better look at this, of course, the Minnesota Timberwolves pulled out with a 1-point win, 115-114. One thing to note here before I even get into the nitty-gritty of it, I have to say that the Pacers, to me, played better than I expected them to play. The problem is that the final seconds of the game, Darrell, to me, really wasn't about closing out. It was really about officiating. I looked at the final play of the game, not for the Pacers, but for Minnesota when they got fouled. It was a lot of commotion within that area. I don't know if Ricky Rubio ever got fouled or not, but For the most part, I think the Pacers played well last night. I really do. I think they played well last night to a point where, like we said, it was going to be a very close game anyway, just because of, they pretty much fairly evened out.
Mm-hmm.
Again, right here, just proves the point. 48%, 49%, they fairly evened out. Now, except with the threes, they did not even out well on that behalf. Excuse me. They both committed 15 turnovers as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota was 9 for 20 for the three-point line. No, wait.
Yeah,
they were 9 for 20, and the Pacers were 5 for 18. Pacers were 5 for 18, so that led Minnesota to be 45% for the three-point line, which is very interesting.
right.
And the Pacers was 28% from the three-point line. Looking at the defensive end, Minnesota grabbed 24 rebounds. Pacers grabbed 25, but then I talked about the offensive boards in this game too. 11 to the Pacers, 12. It's that last play of the game was disturbing, and it has a lot of Pacers fans outraged for one thing. So this game,
I really did get to sit down and watch it, and I need to.
To me, this game wasn't really even about the performances, because both teams played well, although they didn't shoot the three-point ball real well. To me, both teams played well. Paul George had 25 points in the first half. That's his career high and a half. He came out on fire. He came out with a spunk. And it's gotten to a point where trying to think of the best way to put this. Pacers fans were so outraged about the last play of the game. I'm not even sure if anybody was more upset about the officiating or Nate McMillan, one of the two. But a lot of Pacers fans are outraged about that last play of the game, where Nate McMillan, I think, had Monte Ellis shoot the game-winning shot. They was only down by one. They didn't need a three. They could have went easily in for a two. It was 3.4 seconds left. They had enough time. I go back to 1995 with the Orlando Magic and the Indiana Pacers. I think they had 1.8 seconds left, and Larry Brown just drew it up very easily. Get Rick the ball in the post. You even got time for a head fake. Just do a pump fake and put it in. You should hit it. And he did just that with 1.4. I believe it was 1.4 seconds left.
Yeah, it did. He drew up just right. It was
drew it up just right. Mm-hmm.
Pump faked it. Had enough time to pump fake it and got out of his hand just in time.
And Larry Brown knew the mismatch between Tree Rollins and Rick Smits. Tree Rollins is not 7 foot. Rick Smits is 7'4", so that's an easy, basic jumper for Rick Smits.
Yes, it is.
When you do something like that, that's good coaching. That's good coaching.
That's good coaching.
Nate McMillan, on the other hand, I don't know what he was thinking that last play.
Me neither.
I don't know what he was thinking that last play. A lot of Pacers fans say Bird and McMillan got to go, and I'm starting to agree with that.
I'm starting to agree with that too, dear. I'm starting to agree with that too.
I'm definitely starting to agree with that.
And I preached it, in previous podcasts talking about the Pacers. I preached it saying that, you call yourself, after getting rid of Frank Vogel, you call yourself wanting to get a new voice in the locker room. You call Nate McMillan a new voice in the locker room.
Word. See, that to be.
Instead, you just promoted him to be a head coach. That was not smart. That is not a new voice. That's the same voice that they've been hearing since Frank Vogel had came into the game.
No kidding. Yeah.
It is a bunch of loads of crap.
I think a lot, and the outrage that I've been reading is saying that Larry Bird is just very stubborn. And I definitely agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
He got to go. Larry Bird got to go. He did good when he had the normal traditional lineup with Roy Hibbert and David West and Paul George and who's shooting guard? I forgot who his shooting guard was.
I forgot too. Lance Stevenson
and George Hill. He had a pretty good traditional lineup going on there. Just things just got spiraled out of control, and now that he with it switched to this fast-paced offense, it's just not helping. It's not helping at all.
I think at this point that, considering that, like I said, the old traditional lineup was perfect, it was good, and now that they got rid of everybody except Paul George, which I think he'll be going next season too.
Yeah.
Larry Bird practically ran everybody away.
Yeah.
So it's just not smart. He just got to go.
Well, the thing is, see, Larry Bird, and here's the problem with Larry Bird. Larry Bird has that old school traditional mind thinking to where he didn't ask for help back in his day. Why should his players ask for help now? When you don't have the skills to pick players and keep them, then the problems don't lie on the players. It lies on you, Bird. It don't lie on anybody else but you, Bird. That's all it lies on.
Just because you have that old-fashioned thinking of saying, hey, I didn't need that type of help back in my time, this is a whole other ball game.
Yeah,
exactly. This is a whole other ball game.
You had Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale and Dennis Johnson, and who was they? Danny Ainge?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. I mean, you had that traditional players where everybody could come in and play as a team.
And then you had good bench production on top of that. Yeah. So you really didn't need it. Yeah, you really didn't even need it. So, just because you see that, you need to start hearing your players. You need to start hearing Paul George. Mm-hmm. Remember, this is his team. You have got to hear him. If he says, look, Bird, damn it, I need help, man. Get me somebody that can help me. I'm right on it, boss.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Get on it. You feel ready.
Quit being cheap.
You are ready to lose. You are ready to lose your best player on the team. Mm-hmm. You feel ready to lose him.
Yes, I agree.
You are fixing to lose him.
If they don't get rid of Bird first before Paul George goes, yes, they are going to lose Paul George.
You need to get rid of McMillan too.
Yes, they need to. Yeah, get rid of McMillan and get rid of Bird. Them are the ones I agree with. Them are the ones I agree with. With the Pagano and Griggs ordeal, I had just agreed. We both agreed on just the Griggs ordeal, not Pagano. Mm-hmm. This is a whole nother situation.
Yes, Bird and McMillan got to go.
I agree.
They got to go. They got to go.
That I agree with. All right. Switching gears now, staying on the Pacers. We'll take a look at the preview analysis and predictions of tonight's game between the Pacers and the Grizzlies. This is going to be a tough game for the Indiana Pacers, of course, now not to mention coming off of that controversial loss and stupid draw playing to win the game. Now you have a bigger, tougher task of one, being on a 3-game road trip starting at Memphis tonight. And number two is a back-to-back game.
Yep.
So now you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So you're in trouble. They needed that win. They couldn't get the win because of controversial calls. And on top of that, poor draw playing. So for tonight's game, that is going to be just seeing 8 o'clock for some odd reason. Anyway.
It is 8 o'clock.
I see 7 on my what you call it?
I see 8 on ESPN. It's probably. Yeah, I see 8.
Uh-oh.
Let me see. Let me see what the NBA have. The NBA has, I believe it was 8 also.
It's supposed to be 8, yeah. It's supposed to be 8.
The NBA got this game for 8 o'clock.
Yeah. This is an error right here. Okay. Because I could have swore I seen 8 o'clock, but there's some odd reason I seen 7. Mm-hmm. Something wasn't right with that.
Yeah, it's actually 8.
Yeah. Okay. It is a 8 o'clock game. It is going to be at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. It will be aired locally on Fox Sports Indiana. It is going to be, you said ESPN, right?
I don't know if it's on ESPN or not. I'm just on the ESPN web.
Okay. Oh, okay. Fox Sports Indiana. It's going to be on radio 93.5 FM and AM 1070 The Fan. And then also, fans could now be able to listen to it also on FM 107.5 as of, I don't know if this past Thursday, well, last week Thursday, or this upcoming Thursday. I think it's last Thursday. So. Yeah. Okay. Today's Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's going to be also 107.5 too. All right. A couple things to note real quick. We have the last meeting between these two teams was on February 24th, 2017. At that time, the Pacers had snapped a season-long 6-game losing streak, a losing streak in convincing fashion. They went on to win that game 102-92 at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in their first game, after the All-Star break. C.J. Miles led all scorers with 17 points, scoring 5 from 9 from downtown. 6 different Pacer players scored in double figures in the victory. Monte Ellis added 16 on 7 for 10 shooting. Miles Turner added 12 on 6 for 7 shooting, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Jeff Teague had 10 points and 10 assists. He recorded his 14th double-double of the season at that time. While LaVoy Allen, 10 points and 10 rebounds, had his second double-double at that time. Troy Daniels led Memphis with 13 points, and All-Star center Marc Gasol added 12. Tony Allen added 11 points and 7 rebounds, and Zach Randolph had 11 points and 8 boards. And Mike Conley finished with 10 points and 7 assists. All around, everybody played their game that last meeting. Everybody played their game. So that's going to play a big role tonight as they go to the FedEx Forum. I'll take a look at the injury to report. Al Jefferson for the Pacers, he is out with a left sprained ankle. Glenn Robinson III is also out with a sore left calf. And I also just learned that Rodney Stuckey, he will be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks with a left patellar tendon strain. I don't know where that's at.
In other words, he is out for the rest of the season.
Okay, pretty much. Because I don't think they get into the playoffs either, so I think his season is done. For the Grizzlies, Marc Gasol is questionable with a left foot strain. Darrell Martin, he is not with the team due to a D-League assignment. And Chandler Parsons is out with a left knee injury. The projected starters. You say something?
I was just about to say, according to ESPN, Marc Gasol, they got him out for tonight's game. Yeah, they got him out.
They say that's the thing. They got him as a projected starter, too. So that's what I'm just going to get into. The projected starters for tonight's game, Mike Conley and Tony Allen is a 1 and 2. Vince Carter is your 3. JaMychal Green and Marc Gasol is your 4 and 5. There, like you said, the ESPN probably got him out, and that's exactly what's probably going to be looking like. So we'll see as the game goes towards on tonight. For the Pacers, you got Jeff Teague and Monte Ellis is your 1 and 2. Paul George is your 3. That's going to be a good matchup. Thaddeus Young and Miles Turner is your 4 and 5.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a very good matchup.
Vince Carter and Paul George, yeah, that's going to be a good matchup.
Yes.
Vince Carter can play till he's 80 years old.
You ain't lying.
Sure. That don't make no sense. That's a good matchup. Paul George got his hands full.
Oh, yeah.
He got his hands full.
Mm-hmm.
Couple things to note real quick before we get to the analysis point of this portion of the show. The Pacers are 25-16 all-time against the Grizzlies, but just 4-11 in Memphis. Indiana has lost its last 3 games at the FedEx Forum. Prior to last month's win in Indianapolis, the Pacers had dropped 5 consecutive contests to the Grizzlies. Oh, that is not good. Pacers guard Aaron Brooks needs to make one more three-pointer to reach 800 for his career. Forward C.J. Miles is 11 shy of 1,000 career three-pointers. Wow. Do you actually think he can actually hit 11 more three-pointers by the end of this season?
Oh,
C.J. Miles.
no. Because he's not – is he coming off the bench or he just not playing at all?
It looked like he's just coming off the bench.
Well, it's possible. I thought he was injured and out. It's possible.
Nah, I didn't see him on the injury list.
All right, then it's possible. It's definitely possible. I thought he was out. But, yeah, it's possible.
We'll see as the season come down to the end of the road. And we'll also see how this Vince Carter and Paul George matchup is going to be. I'm going to keep close dibs on that. Once again, that is wow. Okay, now I see. I got to look it up here. I see 8 o'clock. But then down here looking at the preview, they got 7 o'clock. Yeah. 8 o'clock tip-off at FedEx Forum. All right. We can take a look at the analysis portion of this podcast. There, show.
Before I get into the nitty-gritty of that, for those of you that are Memphis fans, don't want to leave you guys out, you can catch this game on Fox Sports Southeast Memphis, and you can catch it on radio at WMFS for Memphis. Just to throw that out there for you guys. Now on to the analysis. There's just a couple things. Number one, Paul George needs to contain Vince Carter. That's number one. Number two, keep Zach Randolph, and if Marc Gasol is playing, keep them both off the boards. And number three, and far most importantly, keep Michael Conley from getting hot.
Yeah, he is one of the big playmakers too.
Yeah, you have to keep Michael Conley cooled down for this entire game. Not really a whole lot for me to even share on the behalf of, from a statistical standpoint. It's just all about the Pacers needing to play as a team to win this game. Of course, Memphis is at home. Pacers averages more points than Memphis. But the Pacers allow more points on defense. So that's something there to think about when you are putting in your numbers for the game. And then Pacers dished out more assists a game as a team. So that's just a couple.
But dude, look at the losing streak though. Memphis has lost 4 in a row.
You want to know where that came from?
I can't imagine.
I'll help you out. This is where that came from. I'll show you exactly where it came from. I looked at that too, and I was sitting here thinking, well, maybe this is just a fluke, and then I had to look at something, and that's when I realized that that's not what this is. It has nothing to do with anything. Here's what it has something to do with, right here. See that? Right there. That's what they got to do with.
Teams. Yeah, they're on the road.
They're all on the road.
They're on the road.
They're all on the road. They're back at home. Their home record is 21-14. That's why.
Okay.
Don't let that fool you. You're just all
Nah, man. I mean, I would expect at least to get one tough win, like San Antonio.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, I'm serious.
You will think if they didn't have Marc Gasol that they could win against San Antonio?
They only lost by 7?
No. I expected them to win against New Orleans is what I expected.
I expected that too, and I expected them to lose against Golden State.
I expected them to lose against San Antonio, Golden State, but I did not expect them to lose against New Orleans and Sacramento. That's what I did not expect. San Antonio is just a flat-out, well-coached team. No.
I'm sorry, man. That's the battle of the playmakers to me, man. Memphis always had chances against San Antonio. We've already seen that once before. We've seen it back earlier in the teen years of 2010, 2011. You see they done swept San Antonio in the first round, and they were still a well-coached team back then. You know, they still have potential. That's why I believe they could have won this game right here. They only lost by 7.
I just see more. I just see that Kawhi Leonard has learned more in those previous years when Memphis did have an edge on them versus now. So I expected to see that happen. Wow. I do. Kawhi Leonard has grown, and you've seen that.
And he has.
From his previous years, he has not stepped up the way he has this year versus what he has last year. There's a big difference from last year in the playoffs versus this
whatever year that was when they got swept. Swept
even from that point up until now, there's a big difference between everything that's happened. There's a big difference. San Antonio has made some small changes, not a whole lot, but adding Pau Gasol was one of those good additions in place of Tim Duncan. That I will say. And Pau Gasol is getting coached by one of the greatest coaches in the NBA, if not my personal best of all time, Greg Popovich. To me, I do not see Memphis getting past San Antonio like how they have in the previous years.
Well, yeah, of course they have struggled, but my point is that they still have that notch of potential. San Antonio has had their struggles this season. Believe that. That is a fact. They have had their struggles. They have had their struggles against the Pacers. They have had their struggles against the Warriors. They have had their struggles against the Cavs. They have struggles. And Memphis could have been one of those ones. I just believe that I would expect Memphis to win that game against San Antonio. I mean, I was just throwing that out there. I just expected yeah. Even though the Kawhi Leonard has grown, he has learned, he has changed. And they are a well-coached team. And I believe Greg Popovich is the best. He's the best. Everybody's voting Steve Kerr, but I got Greg Popovich. He is the best.
That I do agree. I got Greg Popovich on that one.
Yes, he is the best.
Because Steve Kerr came in during the era of where Mark Jackson was rebuilding that team, and he already had a playoff team at that time before they, Steve Kerr to me has not proven to me that he's the best.
Me neither.
He has not proven.
He has proven to me. Here's what he proved to me. He proved to me what he could do on the floor in a uniform. That's what he has proven to me. He has proved to me that he was the better player on the floor when he was playing. He has proved.
Well, he proven to me that he could be a good coach, but not the greatest coach. That's what he has proven to me. He's just proven to me that he's just a good coach and that he's able to keep up with what Mark Jackson have already done. Because there are some coaches that are out there that will come in and mess up something good.
And you're right. And you're exactly right. But I'd like to see him coach a team like Philadelphia 76ers, see what he can do to turn around that team.
See, that's true. But then at the same time, sometimes that's putting a coach in a bad position sometimes. If they want the responsibility and they believe that they can make that turnaround, then yeah, go for it. We seen George Karl at his best right up until he went to Sacramento. I'm sorry, Denver. Ain't been the same.
No.
Ain't been the same.
Yeah, I agree with it. Ain't been the same. So. Okay. Then your analysis for tonight's game. Long analysis. But taking a look at this, Darren, we took a look at the analysis. We looked at everything. Who did you see winning this game?
Memphis.
Me too.
Memphis.
Me too.
They're winning this game, no doubt.
Oh, yeah. No question about that. They're back at home. I think they probably had like a day or two off before the trip. I mean, they got back. They should be well rested.
You know, that's interesting. I don't know if they did or not, Darrell, to be honest. Couldn't tell you. I don't think they had a couple of days off. I think they played a day or so ago. I don't think it was 2 days, though. I'll find out in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, they played last night.
Ooh.
Okay, no, wait. Sorry. Wait. Back up. What's today? The 29th?
Yes.
They played the previous night, the 27th. They only had a day.
Okay. Either way, they came back. They were rested now, so they should be back in sync now. Everything should be, well intact for them. I'm not got Memphis in this game too. So
Yeah, Memphis all the way.
all right. Those are your preview, analysis, and predictions portion of the podcast. That is once again 8 o'clock tip-off at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, some things, sports world, and the headlines of the NBA, NFL, and MLB. One of the ones I'm just going to throw out there right now that me and Darren is going to have a discussion about. We put breaking news out there on Twitter. NFL owners had approved of banning line leaping to block field goal attempts.
Thank God.
Yeah, okay, so there's a brief preview right there. So you'll get both of our thoughts here in a second. Of course, if other breaking news comes out, just follow us on social media. We'll break them out there for you guys. So just keep an eye out for that. Now, that's the one thing we're going to discuss here in just a few minutes. First, I'm going to go ahead and get with the headlines from the NBA, NFL, and MLB aspects. Golden State Warriors is to release Kevin Durant's update today.
Whatever you do, if they release it, they keep talking about, oh, he'll be back. Well, he's going to be right back on that bench. He's going to be right back on that bench. Y'all better be careful how y'all go about him and rushing him back into this whole playoff race. Y'all already done clinched the spot. Why y'all rushing for him to come back? Sorry. Okay, never mind. I said enough.
Well, San Antonio's up there with him, so that's.
And when they just clinched the playoff spot, they didn't clinch the number one seed.
No, they did.
The playoff
they just clinched the playoff spot. San Antonio's still right up with him. They can still get the number one seed.
They can. There's no need to rush him, though. They already clinched the playoff spot. So rather if they,
I agree.
They can struggle the rest of the season. They still gonna be in the playoff.
Right. Oh well, we'll have that for you as soon as they release. I think I said this yesterday. Adam Silver, the NBA is very focused on having a female coach. I said that yesterday. Nothing else to be said about that.
Becky Hammond. Yeah. I got a feeling Greg Popovich is going to retire at the end of the season, and Becky Hammond is going to take over as their coach. That's just a theory of mine. Don't mind me.
Yeah. You can unmute yourself, pimp.
I did. I just
okay. Yeah, I like that theory. That's a pretty good one. I like that one.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
Okay, well, now you remember Tim Duncan had retired. Greg Popovich said he was if Tim Duncan was to retire, he was next. And what's he still doing now?
He's still coaching.
Yeah. So, this is going to be an interesting theory. That's why I'm keeping your theory in thought.
Oh, yeah, because I believe it's going to be true. At the end of the season, right, if they win a championship or not, he's gone. Becky Hammond is going to come in and take over San Antonio's head coach. I'm telling you this. Why do you think she's mentoring? That's all she's doing. She's learning from the best. And she's ready to take that spot over as soon as Popovich is gone. San Antonio is going to appoint her as the new head coach for the San Antonio Spurs. I'm just saying. Matter of fact, it's almost not even really for me to be a theory. I'm pretty positive on that, but it's a theory because I can't prove it.
Right.
That's all.
Theory.
So that's why it's just a theory.
It's just a theory.
Well, you kind of just put two and two together, and then you just
get 4. Right.
Sometimes you get 6, but that's why it ain't right 90% of the time.
Exactly. But hey, that's the way of the world, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, moving on. Joakim Noah apologizes to fans and the Knicks for his suspension. Of course, he is suspended for 20 games, so pretty much the rest of the season.
Not to mention, yeah, and probably will carry on to next year.
Probably carrying on to next year because they're not in the playoffs, so that's probably going to carry over to the next season.
Not to mentioning that he's still injured, and it won't start until he's healthy and can be able to be a projected starter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be probably a while before he could even start.
Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting on what they do with him.
Oh yeah.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, yep, that's all I got for the NBA access to this. All right, moving on to nothing really much here in the NFL. The only thing I really have is that, of course, with the whole NFL owners banning the line leaping and blocking field goal attempts. Jerry Jones or Tony Romo's resolution, they will have that before training camp. And I don't know what this is. I don't know why this is, but Roger Goodell will attend the Patriots home opener.
Get the Super Bowl champions.
Who was Super Bowl champions last year?
Denver.
Did you see Goodell there?
I have no idea. That's a very good question.
So why is he attending the Patriots home opener?
Maybe he smells something fishy.
Not really that either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's probably looking in the locker room to see if there's any bugs in the business locker room.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. He didn't have to go to Denver. There's no reason to go to Denver. There was no reason for him to go to Denver. Denver just flat out won.
Well, to be honest, there's really no reason for him to go to the Patriots either.
I ain't no reason, but if I was commissioner, I'd go. Can't trust him.
You would go just to see if there's something suspicious going on. You wouldn't go to attend.
No.
Would you go to actually watch the game?
No, absolutely not.
I wouldn't either. I'll be looking too. Like, what y'all doing?
What y'all doing over here?
Let's take a look here.
Yeah, let's see what's going on. Yeah, what y'all got? Word.
Let's see what y'all doing in here. You know,
I'm gonna get on their nerves so bad. They all gonna
party and everything.
They be sweating all over
what y'all
the place.
doing? Okay, let's see who's in this locker room. What y'all doing in this locker
room?
I see y'all got clothes hanging in here, your suits hanging in here. What's this little thing that's beeping right there? What's that? And what's that? That
don't look good. Yes.
Oh man. Okay, that's all I really got for the NFL side of that. Take a look at the MLB. There's nothing really going on out there either. Just a scoreboard real quick. St. Louis and the Washington Nationals, they get a tip-off here within the next 20 minutes. That's a 12:05 pitch-off to the date of time of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cubs, Cubs are playing somebody. I forgot who it was. It's supposed to be a 9:05 tip-off. Where are my notes? Where's my notes? Oh, well, anyway. They're playing the Athletics. That is a 4:05 tip-off. Pitch-off. Okay. That is your headlines for the NBA, NFL, and MLB, the sports world. All right, digging in real quick there. I want to discuss this NFL bans and leaping. I want to get your opinion on that. They believe that this is this could be a potential safety issue if they keep doing this. So how do you feel about this situation?
It is a safety issue, but at the same time, to me, it's more about doing the right thing. If you can't leap over an offensive line to get to the quarterback, why leap over the line to get to a field goal kicker? I just don't see the equation on that behalf to be able to leap and block a field goal if you can't leap to get to a quarterback. I just don't see the equation being solved out right there.
Let me ask you this. You brought that up. I want to ask this also. What would be the difference? I'm not agreeing with it. Like I said, I agree with this whole entire thing of the abandoning. I like it. This is good. But what would be the difference if, between jumping over the line to block a field goal attempt, jumping over the line to get to a quarterback, and hurling over a defender if you're a running back?
At that point, you are trying to shake defenders when you're hurling over a defensive player, like Ezekiel Elliott did. He didn't do it at the line. He did it after the line of scrimmage, where you could be able to hurl over a player just to be able to gain more an advantage in getting yards. That's part of the juke moves. But if they banned the whole leaping thing to get to a quarterback, then why do it? Why did they allow it this whole time to block a field goal? Because that is to me, is an unfair play advantage.
I think so too. I agree. Yes.
It's just an unfair playing advantage on that behalf, and I think they should have never even let that exist. What they did at one point in time didn't allow it to happen, and then they allowed it to happen. They allowed it to happen, and then now they just now reinstating that again. Because, like I said, I think it's a very unfair advantage.
Okay. So considering that, with that being said, they all have some. They all have something in common. Higher risk of getting hurt.
Yeah.
Hurling over the defender.
Yeah.
Leaping over to get to the quarterback, and also leaping over the offensive line to actually block a field goal.
Yeah.
So, do you think in the near future they should prevent at least banning hurling over a player before actually somebody gets hurt? Because Ezekiel Elliott is using that a lot. Do you think they should actually look into that before actually somebody do seriously get hurt?
Well, the game of football is a safety hazard anyway, in my personal opinion, just based off of, every play, every hard hit, every hurl, just about anything. You got concussions and all this good stuff. I mean, to me, hurling over a player versus hurling over a line to get a field goal block is, to me, two different things. I think hurling over a player, that's you entering your own risk on that behalf because you're in an open field.
Right.
You're in an open field. So I don't think.
Well, a lot of people actually think now at this point that this is actually a soft game of football now because they are doing a lot of things to cause a safety hazard where it's supposed to be actually a game of football. So, that is pretty interesting.
What gets me is that all these people that sit here saying that the game has gotten soft, you go out there and play it the way it used to be.
Oh, these are also coming from football players themselves. They said the game has gotten real soft. And it's like, well, if you actually think that this is a situation to where you think that this is a soft, game, why don't you try rugby? Try that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, to me, I'm always up for safety. And I've seen a lot of stories behind the NFL after players still retire when they use steroids and concussions, and they halfway losing their mind because of the game of football and stuff like that. The game, to me, have not softened up. They've just gotten more precautious and preventing lawsuits. They took the business risk, and they're learning about the business risk, so now they're taking precaution. So they did what they had to do to take that risk. And as far as going soft, if they're really going that soft, then they would just be playing two-hand touch all the way around.
Flag football. Flag NFL football.
Exactly. Just my personal opinion.
Just throwing that out there. We just had to get our opinions about that. I know that this is going to be a big story. Everybody has their opinions and debates about that. Me and Darrell just wanted to get our hands dirty with that.
Yep.
So, that is the one headline of NFL banning and line leaping and all that. And they have other things in this beat that they also have on it too. I'm going to try to find a link and I'm going to share it. And it should be on a Twitter page. So you can check that out also. All right, Darrell. Final thoughts? You got anything?
Yeah, just the same reminder again. We've been putting in gameplay for 2K17. This is us playing in our finest with our good buddy Big James, and then hopefully in the future we should be able to have Deshal and Colin to come on and play with us. But we're putting it at the end of our podcasts. Because of the language of this gameplay, it is recommended that this be viewed by mature audiences only. That's all I have.
All right. I don't have nothing either, so we can go ahead and wrap this up and get up on out of here. All right. That is another edition. That wraps up another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, you can just give the video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show, you comment on the comment section below. Whatever comments or anything you want to say, just go ahead and have at it. We're just here. But until then, I'm Darrell. Darrell's on the opposite side.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.
Ciao.
Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. As many of you know, me and Darrell enjoy talking sports and giving out stats, but we also enjoy entertaining while doing it. So with that being said, you can check us out on the social media side and get more involved in our podcast. We're on Twitter at DTST2414, or you like us on Facebook, Double Take Sports Talk page at The Watch Brothers. We're also on YouTube. Like, share, do what you got to do with that. Once again, we don't mind. Also, we are finally back on the podcast app for audio-only purposes for those who enjoy audio-only of our podcast. We're also on the blog, feature critical thinking and analysis, and you can check that out at doubletakesportstalk.blogspot.com. Thanks again.
Yep, that sounds about right, James. That's what I'm figuring. Let's see, we have sharpshooter / stretch big. Very close. Yeah. So come on if you want to. I can guard the perimeter. I don't want to, but I'll guard it. I will guard it.
And he tall too, man.
He taller than me. My bad, Darrell. I pushed the wrong button.
Oh, I thought that was gonna go in.
It's all good.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That nigga sandwiched.
Yeah.
That's some bull swing. Damn. There you go. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
It's all good. We can still climb back in it.
Stop it.
Good grief.
Move it.
Damn.
Tired of him doing that shit, man. Stop it.
That Dirt Nowitzki.
What you do? Change your shot creator?
I changed it to Dirt Nowitzki. Well, the release anyway.
Only because it's slasher.
Yeah. Man, I missed that one.
Now, any other time I can make one like that.
Get out of here, dude.
Ooh, get him.
Out of here, dude. That's you all day, Pill.
What?
That's you all day. That's all you all day.
Oh! I don't know what the fuck happened right there. I'm so sorry. I really don't know what happened. I just was locked up with him and then he was like, dude.
Word.
We should have went out of bounds on that shit.
Word.
Can't save it, let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buckets.
Oh, you should have been.
Man. Yeah. Yes, sir. Right on, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Our slasher game was quicker than that.
Yeah. Really? Really? Uh-oh. I see a collapse.
Oh, pick and roller. That's what it was. Brown's version of pick and roller.
Word.
I
Word.
just thought about it because I know when y'all pick and pop, and that's what popped in my head.
Word. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I was trying to get what you call it, pick and roll maestro, and I fucked around and got that. I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Get out your fucking mind. Ah, you little bitch.
My bad. I meant to pass it to James.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Yep.
Get the fuck out.
Oh. I wonder what these X's mean. Is that how many chances we have?
I think so.
It's all good.
It was awesome though, because we did kind of like, mount a decent comeback. It's just
Yeah.
that motherfucker, that big dude, man.
Yeah.